Hey crafty friends, it's Tiffany here. Welcome to my channel. Thanks so much for stopping by. So I was making some things for a market and these have sold really well in the past. It's actually a Strawberry Days market, so the strawberry themed items are pretty hot. Uh, this is a pretty simple craft. You can easily knock out a bunch of these quickly. Just cut out all your pieces and then put them together while you're binge watching your favorite show. So I figured out, and this is certainly nothing groundbreaking, covering some composition books. And I actually have a couple other videos that I've done, composition books, and I will link them below. But I've gotten this pretty much down to a science. And I have figured out how to get both the mini and the junior size composition book covered front, back, and insides with one sheet of 12 by 12. So you'll want to stay tuned for that. This one I did a little more simple. I added a little charm that I had made out of polymer clay. That's so cute. Just added that to my little ribbon. I just let this dangle, the ribbon here that I tie the book with. And this one I added a little more. I've got a little piece of just some ribbon trim from Hobby Lobby. This one's just a paper cutout that I did with a die cut. And this one I added a little more ribbon, made a little tassel, the same little strawberry charm. I think that turned out just adorable. I am loving these. So cute. Got a little pocket here inside. And got some cute little strawberry earrings too. Just had to show off those. I think they turned out so cute. And then, okay, of course you don't have to do strawberry theme just because I am. You can do any paper you want. This is from the Oh Happy Day collection. It's an older collection, but it's probably like my all-time favorite one from Cartabella. So I can link that. I'll try to link most of the supplies that I can. It does help me if you purchase something from a link. One of my links, it helps me earn $1 or $2 for more supplies. Got the backs covered. Yeah, it's such a fun and easy little project. You can mass make them for gifts. I've got a little one packaged up here. They will fit in. Wouldn't that be a cute little teacher gift, and tuck like a gift card in there or something? What was I gonna say? Oh, they do fit in the Dollar Tree gift. Let's see, what are they called? Loot bags. The loot bags. So let me show you what I used. Let's see, where are my little? What? I've used the mini composition books. Now you can get this one from Walmart. This one's from the Dollar Tree. They're about the same price. Okay. This one, and there's 3 in a package for both of them. But this one, the Walmart ones, have 80 sheets in them. And the Dollar Tree have 50 sheets. So let me show you the difference. And I've used one of this package already. So there would be 3 in this one from Walmart. So you can see how much thicker the Walmart ones are. I really like the Walmart ones. But, maybe you don't want to buy them from Walmart. But you can get them if you're a Walmart Plus member, you can get them delivered or go pick them up, which is really nice. And these, yeah, it does come in a 3-pack. When you order, if you order them online, it will look like it's just one, but it is a 3-pack. And then you can also get like 4 of the 3 packs. And then also these junior composition books. I love these. This size is such a great little journal size. You don't see these very often. I think they've had them at Target for about $3 each, but these are about $1 from Walmart. So it's the Pen and Gear, same as the mini ones. And they come in a 2-pack for about $2. So it's a great price. 80 sheets of that too. And these have the plasticky cover on them. Just so you know. So I do pull that cover off. Let me move some things and we will get started. All right, I'm ready here. Oh, I need my paper trimmer. So this is kind of a template that I've made to show you how to cut. Maybe I'll move some of this stuff from the background. And if you want to take a screenshot, I can't quite fit the whole sheet in. But if you want to take one of the top, there's that, and then there's the bottom. So, yeah, we're just going to cut up our 12 by 12 to give us enough pieces to cover both little books. So you'll see the UPC strip. We're not going to cut that off right now. So it's attached. Let me show you that again. So it's all one piece. Whoops. That's all one piece there. So, but you do have a little white in the corner here. So we're going to just cut that off, that whole section at about, so it's only about, what is that? A little more than 1/4 of an inch, not quite 1/2 an inch. So I'm going to put it on 5, is that 5? Let's see. I don't know. I can't really. Sorry. I want to cut it a little extra. So about right. I'm going to cut it about right here because then that gives us enough that we'll have, you know, enough to work with to add a little border. So if we cut it right here, it'd probably be too thin to do anything with it. So I'm going to cut it, this is 1/2 an inch. So I'm going to go 2 tick marks. So 1/8 of an inch less than 1/2 an inch, if that makes sense. I don't know what that measurement is. I'm not good at math. Sorry. Math is not my strong point. Okay. So we've got our UPC strip here. And we want to cut this piece. Show you this again. At, which way should we go? So we're going to cut here. 7 inches. All right, all the way across. So make sure you have your, let's see, which way do we need to go? You need to go this way. Make sure your UPC strip is either at the top or the bottom. We're going to cut across, across this way. So like that. So just put your paper at 7 inches and make sure you've got the full 7 inches, even go over that little mark. And just cut that off. Okay, so that's for our journal, our junior sized book. And then we're going to cut a little piece off of this end that doesn't have the UPC strip. That's for the pocket. We're going to cut 2 1/4 inches off there. 2 1/4. Just a smidge under 2 1/4. You want to make sure that you're covering your full book. Okay, that's for your junior. And then, which is the bigger one. The junior is the bigger one. And then you have this piece left. And it is just a bit over 4 1/2, and I want to cut it at 4 1/2 wide. Okay. So going over that 4 1/2 mark just to make sure we're not gonna cut it too short. I guess actually we could cut that. Maybe it would be easier. I'll have to check next time I do this You guys let me know if it works to just cut that full 1/2 inch off in the beginning. This is just how I've been doing it. So, all right, this is what we need to cover our mini one. I'm going to go ahead and cut off what's left of that UPC strip. And then we want 2 pieces that are 2 3/4 each. That will be for our front and our back. So 2 3/4. Let's see, 2 3/4. And then, okay, that's our front and our back piece. And you want to pick one for your front, you know, see which one you like the best. I'm going to use that one for my front. And then we need a 3-inch for our inside of our back cover. 3 inches. And then you'll be left with this piece. And that will be for our front, let's see, the inside front cover. Alrighty. And let's see, we're gonna cut that so that we'll cut off a piece for our pocket at 2 1/4. Let's see. Yeah, so cut it at 2 1/4, and then we'll have a 1 1/2 inch piece left for our pocket. And that's it. So we'll flip that over, and that's at our inside, and that will be our pocket. Okay, so this is the back inside cover. And these are the fronts, the front and the back, the first 2 that we cut. Okay, so let's go ahead and cover our, let's see, do I still need this? Cover our junior one first. So we've got our 2 bigger pieces. So for this one, since it's plastic and glue is not really going to stick to it, or a score tape, double-sided tape, so I'm going to pull this cover off. Okay, so I just fold it backwards, and then I take some little sharp scissors and just cut down. It just takes a minute. Just cut those little strings. You can kind of see them if you try to pull it apart. Pull that cover off as you go, and you can flip it around and start on the other side. I think it makes it a little bit easier, but just takes a little work. Trying to be careful not to cut your paper, of course, or mar your paper. And if you guys have any ideas, I've got a bunch of these. What I could do with them, let me know. Leave it in the comments. Okay, and obviously our strings are cut, so it's not super sturdy, but we are going to tie it together. You do need an eyelet setter. The eyelet setter from We Are Memory Keepers for this. And this is what it looks like. Okay, it's got a big hole on the side, well, bigger and a smaller hole on this side. We're going to use the smaller hole. So, oh, I do need my paper trimmer still. We're going to score this and make the spine. Score our big piece. So this is the right, we want our UPC strip on the right, and we're going to put that at the 5-inch mark, and I'm just going to use my little stylus. You can get these at the Dollar Tree. It's got a little ball on one end and a bigger ball on the other end. I haven't decided which. I think I like the bigger ball. It just goes more smoothly. And be careful not to go over the edge, because it kind of mars your paper on the ends. And then move it to 5 1/4. So we want a 1/4 inch spine. Okay, and there we go. Our spine, and I'm going to just fold that. Just lightly fold it. This is the tricky part, getting the second part, the second line folded. There we go. Kind of make sure it's straight. That looks good. There's our cover. Looks like my back is a little longer than my front. Hopefully it's gonna fit okay. Yeah, it looks good. Might have to trim the back a tiny bit, but that's okay. Don't have to. Isn't that so cute? All right. Now, the fun part. We're going to, let's see, we need to find the center, and it's not too hard. If you just set it on its side like that, it kind of naturally falls open at the center. You can see that is the center. It's got the stitches in it. So I want to put some clips on that to hold it in place. And I like to use the smaller ones. They don't seem to mar the paper as much. Not the great big ones. Let's see. Put this one here. Okay. Now we're gonna punch a hole. We're gonna go as far up as this will let us, and this little dial adjusts so you can move it forward or backward. You want it back as far as it will go. So you can get this in as far as you can. So I'm just gonna hold my spine, and it can be a little tricky to get it in and get it over that little knob. Just line that up on the spine as best you can. See, I don't feel like that's in all the way. There you go. There we go. Okay. So slide that little piece all the way back. Lift that over that little knob. Okay, and just center it the best you can. You definitely want to go from this direction rather than this direction, because you can't get it. You want your back to look good. It's okay if the center of your book isn't straight, but isn't that amazing that can punch through all that? I'm gonna adjust my clips here a little bit. Just give it a little more leeway so it will all go in there together, and do the same thing. Punches through there pretty easily. I think that's amazing. Alrighty, and then we just need some seam binding. All right, I've got some seam binding here. This is called Bangkok Red, and I can link that. I'll see if I can find it. The yellow I used is the same yellow I used in my last video. If I'm repeating myself, it's because I already filmed this video and I'm doing it over again. So please forgive me for that. But yeah, you can crinkle your own seam binding ribbon. It's so easy. I'll show you really quick. I keep a little tiny spray bottle in my cupboard in my kitchen where I film my videos. And I'm using about 2.5 feet here, and I just squirt it, spray it. Just enough that you can work with it. I'm gonna wipe up all that good water. Don't want to waste water, right? Maybe a little more. Get it nice and moist, just like that. That's all there is to it. You can make your own seam binding, and it's really economical. It's got 100 yards on it, and it turns out to be like less than 20 cents a yard. So then I just take a hair dryer and dry it. It takes just a minute. I'm gonna go do that. Okay, actually it probably took 2 minutes to get that totally dry. And you can certainly use any ribbon that you have. I just love the look of like the texture of this when it's tied into a double bow or even just hanging down. I think it's so cute. I'm gonna take my stylus again. I think I need to sit down for this. And we're gonna open up our book. Let's see. Did I make sure I had that on the right side? Yes. So make sure you've got, you know, the front cover on the front of your book. And just take one end and take the little stylus and poke it through. It doesn't really work with something sharp because the sharp, like a pokey tool, it just pokes right through the ribbon. And this does too sometimes. You have to, okay, might have to play with it for a minute, but just get near the end of your ribbon and just push it through like that. And usually you can get just a little bit and just pull it through like that. Okay, and then do the same thing on the other end. Got that pulled through there, so both ends. And we're gonna pull on both ends, making it pretty even, maybe a little bit longer on the bottom side. And I like to make sure it's kind of like folded in half on the inside. Good enough. Okay, and then we're just going to take our clips off now. If you want to, we're just going to tie a bow. And you want it nice and tight because this is holding your book together. And I like to tie it about 1 inch from the top. I might not have gotten my crinkles, my seam binding completely dry because some of the crinkles are coming out, it looks like. That's okay. Just try to get it nice and tight. And then I'm just going to tie a bow and could have used an extra inch maybe of the seam binding. And then I'll just tie another bow on top of that bow, just as easy as that. Make sure I have enough here. Doesn't have to be a very big bow. I've got more here. I'm gonna flip it around and use this side because it takes more to go around. That. There we go. Got a cute little double bow. And you can mess with that if you want to and adjust it a little bit, but I think that looks good enough. Isn't that cute? You don't have to tie the bow. You can leave it dangling like I did on the one, or you can tie you know, other ribbons to it to make that little tassel. Okay, whoops, that's not the right thing I need. Then I'm just going to round the corners. I'm not, oh, actually, I'm gonna glue my pocket on first. So you'll notice you've got your ugly UPC strip. Well, it's not ugly, but you know, it's not pretty. So this pocket is going to cover that. And first I want to cut a little notch here. Let's see, do I want my strawberries going that way? I think I like them this way. And I'm going to cut a little notch with my 2-inch circle punch here, just about 1/3 of the way in, 1/4, 1/3, something like that. Alrighty, and then, oh, I should tell you guys I bought some more art glitter glue. This is my favorite crafting glue. And the price is lowered. It's only $10 for this bottle that comes with the little metal tip, and it's perfect for doing pockets and, you know, more fine detailed work. I better just move that out of the way. Okay, this is going to be a pocket, so we just want to glue the top and the side that's not notched and the bottom. So, whoops, okay, there we go. Now it's going to come out better. Just gives you just the right amount of glue for this, so you're not getting glue all over, so you got plenty of space in your pocket. Love that. Perfect. To remember to put my pin back in the bottle. Okay, good. Just glue that right. As perfectly lined up as you can get it. And I'm going to kind of push on the top and the bottom a little bit right here to make this come out, or you can like just tuck something in there to make sure you've got some space. Yeah, there you go. And then we can round the corners. Oh, I should have put my glue more like around right here. I'm gonna let that dry for just a minute before I use my corner chomper so I don't get glue in it, which I have done before. So let's just do the back first. And I love this Cartabella paper. This is like the thickest scrapbook paper that you can get. And so it's perfect for this project because it makes a nice thick, nice heavyweight cover. It's got kind of this like watercolor paper texture to it almost. It's so pretty, so lovely. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do this one now. And there is our junior composition notebook. Now I did find some little labels to add to it. Just in some of the stickers that I've got, I just kind of searched for labels because I couldn't find. I do have a couple sheets of gold ones that are from Hobby Lobby, from the stationery section, or like the maybe party goods and stuff like that I've had for a while. I don't know if they still have them, but yeah, I couldn't find them to use them. So isn't that so cute? All right, now our mini, all our pieces ready. So yeah, if you just sat and cut out a whole bunch of these, and then it'll go really fast to just put them all together. I just love these colors. These are my favorite colors, pink and robin egg blue. Love working with this. Okay, and I do love to, this is kind of an, you know, definitely an optional step. You don't need to take the time to do this, but I like to just kind of file the edge so that if your paper doesn't quite, you know, if the edge of it shows, you're not going to see that color. Some of them are like navy blue, and yeah. And then I do kind of just scratch it up a little bit where I'm going to put my tape around the edges so that it will stick really well. I'm a perfectionist, if you don't know that about me already. So, alrighty. Oh, we need to, did I cut my, let's see. Okay. Yeah, you can either use that first strip that you cut off and just place that. So you could stick that on, and then you could stick a piece of that on, or you can save that for another project. What I like to do is just cut a little piece of this off, a 1/2 inch or a little bit less. Let's see, which side do I want to cut? Yeah, that will work. Okay. Sorry, that's loud. I'm gonna leave this here so you can look at it. Okay, and then we've got our little strip. And I don't love that strip. I wish it showed more. I should have looked at the back to see what I was cutting off. I wish it would show more of the red right here, but that's okay. I'm not going to stress about it. All right, so that will be our front cover. I'm going to, let's see, I need my tape. Got this double-sided tape. I got, I think it's a 6-pack, 5 or 6 different widths of this double-sided tape for $10. Like, I couldn't believe how cheap that was, and I really like it. So yeah, I'll link that. Just want to line that up right next to your black spine, and I do use one hand to hold and one hand to guide, and that way you can get it pretty straight. And I just rip it like that. That's something on my fingernail. Okay, and just rip that. Round edge, it's okay if it's not perfect. We'll fix that in a minute. Whoops, pulled too hard on that one. I was also thinking you could, if you wanted to, you could also just pull that cover off and do the same thing we did here, but this makes it extra sturdy, and then that way you can like tuck it in your purse. Have a little note, little place to keep notes in your purse. If you don't do it on your phone, I like to do both. Okay, good. And then I'm going to put, let's see, make sure that's your front. That's a little marred right there. I do need one more piece right here to make sure that this is where our little strip will go, and then we want to make sure that side of our bigger piece is adhered well. Okay, good. And I'm going to take my bone folder and make sure that's attached really well, and I kind of messed that piece up, but I think it's be okay. Pull those off, and then if you got any little bits that are hanging over, you don't want little sticky bits sticking out, because that'll stick to everything. It's very sticky. But I have found some of the score tapes or this double-sided tape, like you cannot get it off if you put your paper in the wrong spot. You will not get it off without ripping it up. But this one, it holds really well, but you can still like move it if you really need to. And make sure you've got it totally flush with the bottom or the top, either one. Place it down. Next little piece. Put my glasses on for this so I can make sure I've got it lined up. You know what I like to do too, and this is another optional thing, is file that edge and make like a little white edge. See how you've got a white edge in between here? I love that. I think it makes it look like so finished and professional. So wait, let's see, is that the side? I guess either way it's fine. Yeah. And this goes a lot faster if you hold it like against something, like the corner of your, I have a white granite countertop, so I just do it on there and it doesn't hurt it, but okay. Oh, I should have done that over the book, because now I got my tape all dusty, but it just adds a little, see that? Just adds a little bit of extra cuteness. All right, so there's our front, and then on the back, you'll just go ahead and do the same thing. Put your other piece on that's 2 1/4. And you'll probably need to trim that up just a bit. That actually looks really good. Just got a little spot. Where's my big scissors? I don't know. Little spot right there. Looks pretty perfect though. Around our corners. You'll want to trim it now because when you put your other piece on, you won't be able to see where it needs to be trimmed. Around those corners. Okay, and then, so let's see, this is our back, the bigger piece, the 3-inch piece is our back. Okay, and then these 2 little pieces are for the inside here. So, I'm just going to use glue here. And if you do use glue on it, don't use very much glue because it will warp. That's why I use score tape on this, on these composition books, because yeah, glue just warps the books. But you do need to use glue for your pocket, and I don't mind using a bit like right here. But you want glue on your pocket because if you use score tape to attach your pocket, the things that you put in your pocket are gonna get stuck to the score tape. So, and then also we want a little notch. Whoops, I just smeared that with my thumb. Okay, we're going to place that about 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch away from your pages so that it will close. Okay, because if you have it butted right in there, right up against your pages, it's not going to close very well. Okay, make sure that's good here. I've got kind of a little rough edge here from my paper trimmer. Okay, that's a tiny bit crooked, but I think our pocket will cover it, so no worries. Okay, and then I want, let's see, how do I want this? I'm going to cut a little notch again, so I don't want to cut those strawberries. I'm going to cut this side, and we don't want to cut very far. You can see how much space you have to work with for your notch, so don't cut it very far in. And you can either try to do it in the center. I think I might just do this one in the center. I'm just going to try to eyeball it. Hopefully it looks straight enough. And it's not perfect, but that's okay. And then do the same thing, make your little pocket with the top and the side and the bottom. Let's see, rounded corners. I'm gonna always forget that. It might be easier to put your glue here, but yeah, I don't know like exactly how far. But you could mark it. Either way works, I suppose. Just try to place that right where it needs to go without smearing your glue too much. Let's see. Turn it over, that looks good. And pinch that again. So you'll have a little more room in your pocket. Isn't that so cute, you guys? Love that. There we go. Okay. You can use any corner rounder you have. I do like the size of the, yeah, that's not quite getting it. The size of the corner chomper. I don't want to do that though. Let's try this. Yeah. Doesn't look great. I'm just going to use my scissors here. Okay, and if you need to trim a little bit, just like that. A tiny bit hanging out here. That's about all there is to it. And also, I just love having an emery board because if it doesn't look quite round, just file it off a little bit. Also love to file the edge of this whole thing. I just like the look of having a little bit of white around it. You can also ink the edges. And that kind of hides any. See the difference there? I just love that little white edge. So pretty simple. And then you can just glue that piece in there. I'm going to do that right now and glue your back piece on right there. You can also cut that if you want a little piece of trim, cut that and turn it over. So you can have trim on your back, but I don't usually worry about the back as much. Isn't that so darling? Oh, what a mess. Yeah, such a fun and quick little project. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, I would go ahead and glue a little bit of the trim. This is from Hobby Lobby. And I don't know if they have it anymore. I've had it for a while, maybe a couple of years. And I would glue that on to the black spine just like that with a little bead of Fabri-Tac glue. I'll link that too. I love this glue for adding lace and trim. It's also really good for gluing thin pages together because it's not water-based and it doesn't warp your pages. So anyway, thanks so much for watching, you guys. I appreciate you. Take care.